Hello, 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 hello. Maggie's looking at me like I'm a freak. Okay, I'm going to be reading a few things today. First, I'm going to read an article called "The Stink in Farts Controls Blood Pressure." First, I'm going to make sure that I didn't actually upload this. Did I already upload this? I have a deja vu feeling. なんかこれもう作ったんじゃないかなと思ってる。Maybe I already made this video. I better check. No. Okay, good. This is late. This is called "The Stink in Farts Controls Blood Pressure." Here we go. A smelly, rotten egg gas in farts controls blood pressure in mice, a new study finds. A smelly, rotten egg gas in farts controls blood pressure in mice, a new study finds. The unpleasant aroma of the gas called hydrogen sulfide, H2S, can be a little too familiar. As it is expelled by bacteria living in the human colon and eventually makes its way, well, out. The new research found that cells lining mice's blood vessels naturally make the gas, and this action can help keep the rodent's blood pressure low by relaxing the blood vessels to prevent hypertension, high blood pressure. This gas is in no doubt produced in cells lining human blood vessels too, the researchers said. Now that we know hydrogen sulfide's role in regulating blood pressure, it may be possible to design drug therapies that enhance its formation as an alternative to the current methods of treatment for hypertension, said Johns Hopkins neuroscientist Solomon H. Schneider, MD, a co-author of the study detailed in the October 24th issue of the Journal of Science, in the October 24th issue of the journal Science. I guess the journal's name is Science. Schneider and his colleagues compared normal mice to, one more time. Schneider and his colleagues compared normal mice to mice that were missing a gene for an enzyme known as CSE, long suspected as being responsible for making hydrogen sulfide. So the enzyme known as CSE makes hydrogen sulfide, they think. They're pretty sure. Did you know many Asians turn red when they're drinking because they lack an enzyme that breaks down the alcohol, and that's why you turn red. I read, apparently. Let's get back to the article. As they measured hydrogen sulfide levels taken from tissues of the CSE deficient mice, the scientists found that the gas was depleted in the cardiovascular systems of the altered mice. By contrast, normal mice had higher levels of the gas, thereby showing that hydrogen sulfide is naturally made by mammalian tissues using CSE. Okay. So they had some mice that were missing a gene that made the CSE, and this CSE makes hydrogen sulfide, which is the stuff in farts, in the onara. Okay? And they measured this H2S, which is hydrogen sulfide. They measured this in the genetically altered mice, the CSE deficient mice. And the scientists found out, they realized, or they discovered that the gas was depleted in the cardiovascular systems. Cardiovascular means heart. Of the altered mice. But the normal mice had higher levels of the gas because they were normal, so they had like that farting they're able to make the fart gas more, naturally. Okay, so let's go on. Next, the mice were subjected to higher blood pressures, comparable to serious hypertensions in humans. So they purposely put all the mice in a situation that increased their blood pressure somehow. Somehow they increased the blood pressure. And this is called hypertension also. Scientists had them respond to a chemical called methacholine that relaxes normal blood pressure vessels. Okay. The blood vessels of the CSE lacking mice hardly relaxed, indicating that hydrogen sulfide is a huge contender for regulating blood pressure. Okay, so all of the mice had their blood pressure raised, and then all of the mice were given a chemical called methacholine that normally relaxes the normal blood pressures and lowers blood pressure. But the CSE deficient mice, or the DSE lacking mice, the genetically altered mice that didn't have this gene, this enzyme, their blood vessels hardly changed at all. There was no change. So this means that hydrogen sulfide is very important. It's a huge contender for regulating blood pressure. Hydrogen sulfide is the most recently discovered member of a family of gasotransmitters, small molecules inside our bodies with important psychological functions. Okay, so there's a new group of molecules called gasotransmitters, and they help regulate our body or help our body work. And hydrogen sulfide is the most recent discovered member. So they just found out. They've known about hydrogen sulfide for a long time, but they just realized that this is a member of the gasotransmitter family. This study, back to the article, this study is the first to reveal that CSE enzyme. This study is the first to reveal that the CSE enzyme that triggers hydrogen sulfide is activated itself in the same way as other enzymes when they trigger their respective gasotransmitters, such as nitric oxide forming enzyme that also regulates blood pressure. Okay, I don't know. Let me read that again. This study, this research that they just did, is the first research to show or reveal that the CSE enzyme that triggers hydrogen sulfide is activated in the same way that other enzymes when they trigger their respective gasotransmitters. So enzymes and gasotransmitters are different. And enzymes trigger, they have like a pair, there's an enzyme and a gasotransmitter, and they trigger each other, turn each other on. So the CSE enzyme, and we don't know the name of that, but there's a CSE enzyme that triggers hydrogen sulfide. Okay, and this is what happens with other enzymes and other gasotransmitters. And another example is nitric oxide forming enzyme, which also regulates blood pressure. Okay, because gasotransmitters are common in mammals all over the evolutionary tree, these findings on the importance of hydrogen sulfide are thought to have broad applications to human diseases, such as diabetes and neurodegenerative diseases. So, all mammals, or most mammals in the world, have gasotransmitters. So this discovery that the hydrogen sulfide has the realization, or the discovery that hydrogen sulfide is important, means that they can use this information on lots of other diseases like diabetes and neurodegenerative diseases. Neurodegenerative is like things that affect your nerves, neurons, your brain and your nerves, things like that. Okay, this was a hard article. I'll try to put a link in the side. If there's not a link, I'll copy this article into the side. Most of you who are watching this video already have a copy of this. I'm itchy, sorry. Already have a copy of this at home. If you don't have one and you want a copy, just email me at action@k3.dion. Action's address. All right, bye-bye.